Hey folks, and welcome back to Pattaya. Today, I'm going to take a little bit of a ride and you're going along. I get constantly barraged with messages, text, emails, etc. about maybe videos I've done before. Hey, where was this place? What about that place? Where can I get this, that, or the other thing? And trying to find all that again in all the videos, I understand the frustration. I thought I would just sum up maybe the most asked locations for services, food, lodging, etc. Put it all together in kind of a best of list for your consumption. These are things that if you're visiting the town, all things that you may need. So I'll explain as we go. Let's hop on and go for a ride. There are 3 categories of all these things. It's over 30 of these places and categories. So it'll be a little bit like a lightning round, but I'll put links to all of these in the description below. That's part of the purpose, help you find them. And I'll describe where they are as we go. The other little point I want to make, best of, it's my best. Doesn't mean it actually is the best. It's ones that I like. It's the ones that are my favorites. If I like it, if I consider it the best, it might be at least one you want to try. But just the ones that I get the most requests for, the ones that the most messages come in about, hey, where was this place, that place, the other one, that's what we're going to focus on. So we're going to start right in. First major category is going to be food. Now within that food category, there's some subcategories. The first one, believe it or not, Thai food. These are Thai places that a lot of Thai people eat at. And I'm weighing all of these on location, so I'm trying to keep kind of centered in central Pattaya the best I can, thinking that when people come here, they may have limited transportation options, etc. So the first one, Pak Bang Loi Fa. Pak Bang Loi Fa. Now, they have 2 locations. Like I said, this one is on 3rd Road and the corner of Soi Chaiapun or Soi 25. It's generally only open 5 p.m. up till midnight or 1 or something like that. So it's an evening type place, but very popular, almost a benchmark in the quality of food versus the price, and the location's very convenient. There are other locations on 2nd Road. I think the prices there are a little bit higher, but depending on what area of town you're in, either one of those. The second one, also a fine choice with 2 locations here again, Mum Arroy. Now, the first location, right, it's kind of tucked back a little bit, but on 3rd Road, but they have a huge parking lot there. So if you're coming by car, that's no problem. And very good food, very notorious. Their second location is way up in Naklua and right on the beach. Not really much of a beach right there, but it is a beach, and very heavy on seafood. Both of them you'll find seafood, but just about any kind of dish. And here again, one of the benchmarks. If you take your Thai significant other there, they will almost certainly like it. Another category, one of the just the basics, staple categories here, noodle soup. There's noodle vendors everywhere, but the one that I think stands above the rest, and right in central Pattaya, Soi 13-2, it's just a stand. They put out some little tables, but they're there just about every morning. And I've seen them set up as early as 7:30 to 8. And they're there till around noon or whenever he either sells out or customers stop coming. It is more of a breakfast type thing. Not bad for a hangover if you've had a little bit too much the night before. Great noodle soup, I think, 50 baht a bowl. All the vegetables that you want to eat there to go with it, so all the toppings and all that. So that's my favorite one. And if you're hankering for a noodle soup, a Thai noodle soup that is, that's where I recommend to go. Street food would be another category. And that's also everywhere. But if you want it all in one place, if you really want to kind of immerse yourself in street food, I think the best street food experience here would still be the Thepprasit Market. Used to only be Fridays and Saturdays. Now it's every day or every evening. This whole back pavilion here just loaded up with all kind of vendors. It basically, if you can't find it there, it almost doesn't exist. And I think the prices are fair there, but that is where I would recommend just to go and get it all under one roof. Any day of the week, the Thepprasit Night Market, all the way up by Sukhumvit Road. Yet another category, another option for Thai food would be at the various malls. And the one I think is the best mall and with the best food court is Terminal 21. It's called Pier 21. And I just think for having an air-conditioned environment, just about everything, and very, very reasonable prices. After you gorge yourself on all the different dishes, you can have a stroll around the nice air-conditioned mall. It's an international airport-themed mall, hence the name, and lots to see and places to take pictures. But that food court, I think, definitely stands above the rest. There's a great view from up there, too, if you get there early and you can sit by the windows. It's up on, I think, the top floor, which might be the 5th, but it's up a little ways. great view up there, so highly recommended. For the last category in Thai food, what about those vegetarians? Well, I'm not vegetarian myself, but I have had a meal here at 5 Star, and I really enjoyed it. They have a great menu, good service, and the prices are here again fair. Right on the corner basically of Pattaya Thai and 3rd Road. So that does it for Thai food. Let's move on to Western offerings. Maybe you've been here for a week or so in your trip and you're already hankering for a taste of home. We'll start with breakfast since that's the first meal of the day. Also a very controversial one here. My favorite breakfast in the area isn't really in town. In fact, it's a good jaunt out, but I like to ride out there sometime, and it's been on the channel many times. That's Route 66, the Grand Slam breakfast out there. Just wonderful. But in town to walk from your hotel, guest house, whatever, I still highly recommend the home of the original Bot Buster breakfast, I Rovers, on Soi LK, right at the elbow, basically, the bend of LK, across from the Billabong. And here again, air-conditioned environment, or you can sit outside, but air-conditioned with all the sports, different TVs with showing sports. And that Bot Buster breakfast, I think 129 baht, either English or American, does come with pancakes for the American. That one's important. A lot of people ask me where the best pancakes are. But that's one, if I'm downtown, that's one of my go-to for 129 baht, a great brekkie. Up here on the hill, if you're in Jom Tien, or if you're on the hill like I am, my favorite up here is a rather new entry into the class known as Sunflower, right on Soi 4 on Pratamnak Hill. Brown sign with white letters, only about a block from the top of the hill. But I think one of the best pancakes in town, and they have a great steak and eggs. We've got the cowboy breakfast, very good food in there as well, coffee. And here again, an air-conditioned area, as well as an outside little cafe part. So that's breakfast. So maybe some other Western food offerings. How about burgers? Now, you can get burgers at a lot of different places, even burger stands, but there are several restaurants here that just specialize. I call those burger houses or burger restaurants. And I think the one right in the center of town, right on Soi Buakhao, that's probably one of the go-to places that I would recommend is Prime Burger. It's right next to the McDonald's, right adjacent from Tree Town. I've never had a bad burger in there. I get delivery as well. They're on delivery. If I'm hankering for a burger sometime here at home, I'll get delivery via, usually I think it's either Grab or Food Panda, one of them. So I'm partial to, I believe it's called the Bangkok burger with the jalapenos on it. Very good burgers. Now, subsequently, just like anywhere where you live, some of the actual best burgers might not be at burger restaurants. They may be at regular restaurants like steakhouses. It kind of makes sense that a steakhouse would make a good burger, don't you think? And here, if somebody says, well, I want a steak, I send them to Steakhouse Row, Soi Diana, under the canopy. There's about 3 or 4 of them in there, all good. But the one that I recommend, the one I really like, is Patrick's. And here again, going back to the burger, he makes some great burgers. He makes his own specialty burgers that he puts on special regularly. Some really great burgers in there, as well as steak. So if you're with a group of people and some people want salads and soups and appetizers and desserts and a restaurant experience, but you want a burger, that's where I would belly up to. How about pizza? Everybody likes a piece of pizza once in a while. Well, there's lots of places in town you can get pizza as well. Here again, right downtown on Soi Buakhao, Bronx Pizza, New York style pizza. They make like 18-inch pies in there, and they sell it by the slice. You can buy a whole pie as well, but they sell it by the slice. So you can go in, just like I used to in the Mid-Atlantic area where I'm from, get a slice and a Coke, and I think a slice is 80 baht, but if you get 2, it's 140 baht, so you save 10 baht on each. So I think Lon and I went in there the other night. We each got a slice and a Coke, and it was like 100 and, I don't know, it was about $5 for 2 slices and a Coke, put it that way, which I think is still pretty good. Lots of pepperoni, lots of toppings. They take your slice, they put it in the pizza oven, then they put it on the mandatory paper plate and serve it to you. Let me know if the $1.99 slice and a Coke is still a thing in the Mid-Atlantic area, Philly, Jersey, New York. I don't know, probably not. Ice cream, the best place in town, I think, hands down for ice cream. My favorite is the Queen of Ice Cream in Jom Tien. Here again, not in Central Pattaya, but I think worth the trip out to Jom Tien just for that. Great ice cream shop. You're not going to find anything else there. It's just ice cream, but all sorts of creation sundaes. Or if you just want scoops, they'll give you a big bowl with 3 scoops, 5 scoops, 7 scoops, whatever you can eat. Plus, you can sit outside there in the evening and look right across the Jom Tien Beach, across Beach Road. Very nice environment, and the shop is very festive looking. The great decorations. So, Ice Queen, or the Queen of Ice Cream in Jom Tien. Mexican food here is a plethora of those. Really, Tex-Mex is what I like, and my go-to place for that is right here in South Pattaya called Mike's Mexican. It's been there a long time. I've met the owner the last time I was there. Nice gentleman. I think he has a branch in Japan as well. Ask him about that if you're interested. But always a good meal at Mike's Mexican. Burritos, tacos, refried beans, a whole platter. I like the platter concept, and it all comes out piping hot. How about Chinese? Chinese. So I'm a big lover of Chinese food, and I kind of have 3 categories for this. Maybe mainland Chinese, Szechuan food. This is my favorite place in town. Shanghai, the Shanghai on 3rd Road. Very, very authentic. Great dumplings, great Szechuan spice, all sorts. So if you like some of the traditional mainland Chinese fare, get it there. If you're like more just noodles, if you just want noodles, Chinese noodles, Lanjiao Lao Mein, the place on Beach Road, yeah, just kind of right in the middle of Beach Road by Tip Plaza. Great, great noodle soup. They make the noodles, they hand pull them there. It's almost worth a trip there just to watch them hand pull the noodles. I always get a kick out of that. Something I could never do. And the 3rd category in Chinese would be dim sum. And the best I've had here is at Ming Zing in Cape Dara. And they have a buffet. I believe it's about 700 baht a person. But that dim sum buffet, just wonderful. All the offerings that you'd want probably. And here again, the atmosphere. It's in one of the big, nice resorts here in town, Cape Dara. That kind of carries over into the restaurant. It's all very eloquent, air conditioned, nice little eating coves and all kind of different places you can sit in there. But the dim sum buffet, order what you want, they bring it to your table. Highly recommend it. So that does it for Chinese. Indian, I like an Indian once in a while. And I think the best, most authentic one in town is right across the street from Central Festival on 2nd Road. It's called Madras Darbar. Madras Darbar. A dosa, if you want to try a dosa or you want one, I think definitely the best in town. They make the great big dosa there, and then they cut it up, the real thin, paper thin dough, pancake, whatever it is. But very, very good. And every time I've been in there, it's been full of Indian patrons, so it must be good. It's not just something, it's not a tourist trap. It's a lot where a lot of the Indian visitors will go to eat to get their taste of home. So I recommend it. Now the next 2 categories, let's just say you want something a notch above. You want something, maybe you have a special occasion. I've got 2 for you. Have maybe the best, what they call bistro in town, which is upper scale but stops short of being fine dining, and that would be Harlan's. One of the places I get the most requests. Where is that? Can you send me a map link? Well, it'll be in the description down here. But if you want something, here again, a notch above, and a great entertaining sit-down evening in a great bistro, then try Harlan's. It will almost definitely be something different because he's very creative. He puts his own spin on a lot of even common dishes. So even though it might just be a meatball or something, you haven't had one until you had a Harlan's meatball. The next category, the last, before we go into services, the last in the food will be fine dining, of course. If you have that special occasion, maybe an anniversary, some kind of event that you want to celebrate and really want fine dining, a memorable fine dining evening, then it's got to be Cafe des Amis in South Pattaya. Definitely make a booking if you're planning on going. Make a reservation beforehand is what I mean. But just fabulous. And if you like gin, the owner is I know the owner very well. He's a big connoisseur of gin. So if you like various gins, that's the place in town to go for gin. Fine dining notwithstanding, but it is truly fine dining and great food, great service, the whole 9 yards for your special occasion. That wraps it up for food. Let's move on to services. Some of these are going to be... So wouldn't you know it, we're out of time and not even halfway through all this. We will pick up right where we left off next time with services and lodging, right where we left off. So subscribe if you want to get a notification and you don't want to miss that. All those recommendations dealing with services and lodging next time right here in Pattaya. And as usual, I'll thank you for watching. And until next time, bye for now.